The Letters Between Us. In the quiet coastal town of Windermere, where the waves whispered secrets to the shore and the wind carried the scent of salt and sun, lived a young woman named Elise. She was a librarian, soft-spoken, thoughtful, and often lost in the pages of old novels. Her life was simple and peaceful, but sometimes, she wondered if she had missed her chance at something deeper, something like love. One rainy afternoon, while sorting through a box of old donations at the library, Elise found a bundle of letters tied together with faded blue ribbon. The paper was yellowed with age, the ink smudged in places, but the handwriting was elegant. Curious, she began to read the first one. To my dearest Elle. Even though we are far apart, every moment without you feels like a century. I close my eyes and still see your smile, still hear your laughter on the wind. Elise's heart raced. The letters were a love story, one she couldn't pull away from. Day after day, she read them in secret, letters between a soldier named Aiden and a woman simply called Elle. The last letter ended abruptly, with no conclusion. No return. No happy ending. But one line stuck with her: I'll return to Windermere someday. I promised you once beneath the lighthouse, and I never break my promises. Something about the story haunted her. The emotions were too raw, too real. So, Elise began to search. She asked the townspeople, combed through old records, and finally discovered the truth. Aiden Miller had been a young man from Windermere who went off to war in the 1940s. He had fallen in love with a girl named Lily, an artist. They had spent one magical summer together before he left. But Aiden never returned. Or so everyone believed. But Elise found out something no one else had. Aiden had come back, injured, quiet, changed. He had lived alone, never marrying, writing letters that he never sent. He passed away only a few years ago, and Lily, she had moved away, remarried, and was believed to be lost to time. Heartaching for this love that had never been fulfilled, Elise did something bold. She wrote a letter. To Lily. I don't know if this will reach you, but I found Aiden's letters. I believe you should read them. His love for you never faded. He waited, quietly, with your name on every breath. Weeks passed. Then, one morning, Elise received a reply. It was from a woman named Lily Harper, now 87 years old, living in a quiet village in Cornwall. She thanked Elise with trembling words and asked if she might visit Windermere once more. When Lily arrived, the years melted from her eyes as she stood beneath the lighthouse where Aiden had once kissed her. Elise watched silently as the old woman placed flowers on the stone, whispering a goodbye that was decades overdue. Later, Lily took Elise's hand and smiled. Thank you, my dear. Because of you, I remembered that I was once deeply, truly loved. A year later, Elise returned to the lighthouse. The town was quiet. The sea was calm. In her hand was a letter, not one from the past, but her own. Because love, she realized, isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's in the silence, in the waiting, in the hope that someone will one day understand your heart. And just as she placed the letter beneath the stone, she heard a voice behind her. Excuse me, are you Elise? She turned, startled. A man stood there, tall, with kind eyes and a familiar book in his hand. You dropped this at the library last week. I've been looking for you. She smiled softly. Perhaps, this was the beginning of a new story. The Stars Between Us. In a quiet coastal town named Ellenshore, where the waves whispered ancient lullabies and the stars seemed to hang lower in the sky, lived a young woman named Lyra. She was a painter, known for capturing the sea's endless moods on canvas. Her art, like her soul, was calm but deep, reflecting something always searching, always waiting. Every evening, she walked to the edge of the old lighthouse cliff, sitting with her sketchbook and watercolors. It was here, under a dome of stars, that she first saw him. Elias. A stranger with windswept hair and a notebook always in hand. He wasn't from Ellenshore. He came from the city, chasing silence, healing from heartbreak, or perhaps both. They crossed paths for days without speaking. Just quiet nods, polite smiles, and stolen glances during sunset. One day, as the wind stole a page from his notebook, it danced its way to Lyra's feet. She picked it up and paused. On it was a poem, raw, aching, and beautiful. You are not the storm, but the calm it leaves behind. She returned the page with a soft smile. Your words are like the sea, she whispered. They stay long after the waves fade. From that moment on, something between them changed. They started meeting at the cliff each evening. He would read her his poems, and she would paint what she imagined from his verses. It was a strange dance, words turning into colors, silence into meaning, wounds into something almost tender. Elias learned about Lyra's past, how she had once been engaged to a sailor who never returned. She never spoke of him, but the ocean did. And Lyra learned that Elias had once written for love, but had stopped after losing someone who no longer believed in him. They were both people who had known loss. And yet, in each other's presence, they felt something new, a warmth that did not ask for anything, but gave everything. One night, beneath a meteor shower, Elias reached for Lyra's hand. Do you believe in fate? He asked. I believe in stars, she replied. And sometimes, I think they guide us. He looked up. Then maybe they brought me here, to you. Time passed. The seasons shifted. But they stayed, creating, sharing, healing. Lyra painted a piece titled The Stars Between Us, a canvas of the lighthouse, the sea, and two figures standing close but not touching, surrounded by constellations. When she gifted it to Elias, he whispered, "There's no space between us anymore." And he kissed her. Years later, travelers would visit Ellenshore and speak of a couple who lived in a cottage by the sea. She painted the skies, and he wrote of love. Every evening, they sat on the cliffside, fingers intertwined, watching the sun dip into the horizon. And if you listened carefully, you could still hear his poetry in the wind.